Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'll be showing you my recipe on how I make homemade Chipotle bowls. This is a perfect meal prep idea, so you don't want to miss this recipe for sure. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so, and if you have, thank you so much. So stay tuned and let's start cooking. For the marinade, you will need half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1.5 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon cumin powder, 1 teaspoon black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt. You will also need 1 onion chopped, the zest and the juice of 1 lime, and you will need 1 7-ounce can of the chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Please adjust all of these spices accordingly to your preference. If you like it spicy, add the whole can. If you don't, you may not want to add the whole can. This is what they look like once you open the can. This is what I use to zest the lime, and you can see that the zest comes right out. It's very important for this recipe that you use the zest as well as the juice of the lime. And to blend all of this, you can use a little bit of water. I just add everything into the blender, the chopped onion, everything. Just put it all together, the zest of the lime and the juice of the lime, and then you're gonna go ahead and blend this. Again, if it does make it easier for you, add a little bit of water. It makes it just easier to blend. I have a little tip for you guys to get more juice out of your limes. Just go ahead and put them in the microwave for 10 seconds and you'll see that there'll be a lot more juice in that lime. So go ahead and add the juice of the lime to the marinade as well as all of your spices, and you want to go ahead and blend this. I usually cut my chicken into cubes, but you can leave the whole chicken breast as well. And this marinade makes enough to use on steak and chicken. So I use half of it to marinate the chicken with, and the other half I save for the steak. So go ahead and put half of your marinade in the chicken. And I usually put on gloves to do this because sometimes it leaves a little bit of color on your nails. So just put on a glove quickly and just mix this all the marinade with the meat. You want to make sure that each piece is coated with this marinade. And I do usually marinate this overnight, but if you don't have time, of course, just leave it for a couple of hours. That should be plenty, but try to do it overnight. My family absolutely loves the corn salsa, so that is what I make. So that's the recipe I'll be sharing with you. I take 2 cans of whole kernel corn and I drain the liquid out of it. I also use 1 red onion chopped, 1 jalapeno diced, 2 cloves of garlic chopped finely, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 lime, and use the zest and the juice, a handful of fresh cilantro. And this is very, very simple. Just mix everything together. Look at how colorful it looks. This is absolutely delicious, and it gets better with time. So the longer you put it in the fridge, the better this tastes. So this is how I make the corn salsa. For the steak, I do usually add 1 tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste to the marinade. So the half of the marinade that we saved from the chicken, go ahead and add that, and 1 tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste. Mix everything around. Make sure the meat is coated with the marinade. I do use stew meat. You can use a full piece of steak as well. For the rice, I keep it very simple. I cook it in the rice cooker. So that's very, very easy. Go ahead and cook your rice in the rice cooker. And then once it's cooked, let it cool down. After it has cooled down, I go ahead and add the zest and the juice of 1 lime and a handful of fresh cilantro. So go ahead and get those. Remember to have the zest of the lime. That's very important for the taste of the rice. Once you have everything in there, go ahead and mix everything into the rice, and just be sure that the rice has cooled down before you add the cilantro and the lime juice, because the cilantro will change colors if the rice is hot. So you don't want the cilantro to brown up. That is why you wait for the rice to cool down. Once you add everything to the rice, go ahead and give it a good mix. It's as easy as that to make the cilantro lime rice. I would highly suggest cooking the meat on a barbecue outside, grilling it outside. Unfortunately, every time I try to do that, it starts raining outside, so I'm gonna go with the grill pan. Just go ahead and spray the grill pan generously with a non-stick cooking spray. Also add 2 tablespoons of oil to it. On medium heat, you want to let the grill pan get nice and hot and then start adding your chicken. I do add the chicken first and then I cook the steak. Because my chicken is cubed, it usually takes approximately 5 to 6 minutes on each side. Depending on if you're using a full chicken breast, it may take longer. So again, go ahead and cook it. Once the chicken is cooked, go ahead and set it aside and start your steak. Steak, the same thing. I use stew meat, so it does cook a lot faster, but you can always use a full steak. After they are cooked, I just take some kitchen shears and I go ahead and cut up the pieces. This is much easier than to sit there with a knife, so I just take the kitchen shears and start cutting away and make them into bite-sized pieces just like that. If you do want a little bit more char on it, go ahead and put it back on the grill pan on high heat. And this is the containers that I use. I got them from IKEA. They're very cheap. They're very inexpensive. And this is what I use for my meal prep. So these are perfect containers bought from IKEA. I would highly suggest, if you are doing this as a meal prep, to go purchase these from IKEA. Let's start assembling our bowl. The first thing you're gonna go ahead and do is put some rice in the bowl. You can put as much as you like. You can also use brown rice in this. I prefer the cilantro lime rice, so that is what I use. On one side, you wanna go ahead and put your chicken, just like that. Again, if you want more char on it, just go put it back on the grill pan to get a little bit more char. That is why I suggest that you put this on the grill to barbecue it. Then on the other side, I put a little bit of steak. After I put the meat on top of the rice, I go ahead and add the salsa. And of course, corn salsa is my family's favorite, so that is what I use. Look at how beautiful this looks. You have chicken, steak, rice, and the corn salsa. A perfect meal. On top of this, you can sprinkle cheese, guacamole, whatever you prefer. I just put the cheese on it. Check this out, guys. How delicious does this look? Homemade Chipotle bowl. A perfect meal prep idea. Do try this recipe and let me know in the comments below how it turns out for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so. And if you have, thank you so much. Remember, always believe in yourself, love yourself, and take care of yourself. Until next time, I'm gonna go and make more of these bowls. Bye, guys.